Hello, welcome to Coach's Corner. I am today's host, Iman Abraham, and here I am with the volleyball club members, Malachi Connor and Arshawn Myers. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. We're
Good.
good.
Well, thank you guys for coming. I'm
for
super
having us.
excited to have you guys on here. So, we're going to get right into it. So, how did you guys get introduced to the volleyball club team here at PV?
So a couple years ago, I want to say this was 2019, the year before COVID. I was really, volleyball is life, so I was really definitely wanting to do this more consistently than just free playing at the rec. I actually wanted to be a part of the team. So I went ahead and I spoke to Mr. Daniels, who's the director of the rec, and I just asked him, hey, what can I do to get a club started? And so he gave me all the steps. I worked with him closely and the club sports coordinator at the time, and so the team restarted there. We've had a team, a couple years back, but getting it back, alive, started back in 2019, and then COVID happened, and then here we are now.
Awesome. So you were part of the process of getting it started back up again after COVID.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. So when did you start? Did you start before 2019 or?
Playing volleyball or getting the
Yes.
club together?
Yes.
Oh.
When were you officially like, all right, I like volleyball?
So I actually started playing volleyball way back when I was in the 6th grade, so it's been some time.
Okay.
And I probably want to say around my first year playing is when I really found like why I really love to play this, and I really want to continue to play this. So it just kept growing from there.
Good. Well, I'm glad you guys are still playing. And when did you start, Arshawn?
So for me, I initially came here my freshman year. Well, this is my freshman year. I really didn't know too much about the men's club volleyball team at first. I was just so happened to be leaving a Lady Panthers volleyball game one day, and I saw them in a rec playing volleyball, and I was like, hey, they play volleyball. So I went one day, and I did my little thing. I showed out, and they was like, oh, you got to try out for the team, and I was like, what, I don't know, because I'm, here in college, but I definitely just fell in love with the atmosphere again, and I just, pretty much went for it.
That's awesome. Well, at least, hey, they saw you and they had to have you.
Yeah.
It sounded like. That's good.
For sure.
And was it hard finding that balance at first, like playing a sport and going to school?
I would say for sure it is because, your academics always come first. So you always want to make sure, like, you're properly balanced in the right time. But I feel like if you love what you do in a sport, you can find that compromise to do anything that you want to do if you put your mind to it. So that's what I always tell people. It's always about compromise. It's always giving and taking. Sometimes okay, well, I can't go here because I need to get my assignments done because I know I have a volleyball tournament. I know I have practice. So it's just a split in between.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a lot of choices and temptation at college when you're on your own. But
definitely.
you definitely have to figure out your priorities, what matters to you, and stick to it, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. I mean, one of the things we definitely push for on the team is, educate, like we are here as students first. This is something that we're just kind of giving our free time coming to, so I always tell them, like, let us know if you have anything going on with school, like make sure you keep your grades up, make sure you go to class and all that. If you're gonna miss because of an assignment or because of something school related, like there's nothing to feel bad about. Like always be open with us on that because like I said, we're here for our education and our degrees at the end of the day. This is just an extracurricular.
Right, and do you guys have like a grade requirement for people to join your guys' team or? No?
Okay, so next semester we're going to be joining something called the SEVA tournament. And the SEVA tournament is where we play schools all over, such as like LSU, Texas State. And so the SEVA tournament has a GPA requirement of a 2.0.
Okay.
Yes,
Ooh,
so not too bad.
Okay, so yeah, you guys should be able to pass for
Yes.
sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That would be awesome to see you guys get into a big tournament like that. For
Yes.
bigger competition, especially for a club team that you guys just started back up.
Yeah.
That's
definitely.
exciting for you guys.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. The first year we had established a club, we actually were able to participate in the SEVA tournament, and getting to see the other like high level volleyball against other schools, it was really cool because just getting to watch what can happen at this level and knowing that, oh, we can do this too. We just got to be able to put in the hard work and be determined to do this. It was a very good experience. Although we didn't do as best as I would like, it was still a fun experience to go to just so the rest of the team can see the fun in being able to play volleyball at that level.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely want to bring it back, moving forward next semester or next school year when we come back. Definitely making it a goal to go to the SEVA tournament.
Yeah, keep that competition level up as well, so you guys
Exactly.
can have that experience, learn from other teams. And when does your guys' season really start?
So for us, our season is fall and spring semester. So in the fall, we were kind of trying to get back off the ground, rebuild, get our team together. So it really took us until the spring semester to kind of get our team complete. But ultimately, our season run year round because we can schedule games anytime. I mean, as long as teams are really willing down to travel or we're able to travel, we're definitely able to play all year round. So it was just this year, I guess, coming back from COVID, we were like really in a rebuilding process. And so we're still kind of like rebuilding with our team, trying to find that team chemistry, that connection. So yeah, definitely. I just feel like this season has definitely been like a rebuilding and an eye opener just for me and him both.
Yeah, it's a great learning experience, especially when you start from a team where you guys are all new. It takes time to get that bonding and that chemistry so that on and off the court you guys work together as a team.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I definitely know about that.
Yes, of course.
It takes time, but the good thing is, how many players do you guys have?
So right now we have a team of 15 people.
Okay,
Yes.
so you guys have a lot of
Yes,
people to
so-
know.
Yeah, so going into so we part of the reason why we picked up such a big team because we had a lot of guys that definitely had a lot of potential that probably never played the sport before, and they're learning, and I would say a lot of them are like really great players. The aspect of them coming from like playing basketball or playing football to transform into volleyball, like they have really like set the standard of what it means to be. So I would definitely say picking up all 15 of those boys, like sometimes I don't regret it because I know it's such a big team with only 6 people being on the court, but sometimes the competition is so intense and it keeps everybody on their toes. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it makes people want to fight for
Yeah.
that spot.
Which
to
is,
be on the court.
something that we mentioned, like coming in, just like any other sport, like he mentioned that they played before, it should not be a new concept having to fight for your spot in whatever position or on the team that you're on. It all goes back to hard work. Talent is just a part of what you can produce for a team. So definitely, trying to drive to them like work ethic and determination and effort so that you earned your spot on this court, not just it was given to you or, we were playing favorites. No, you got this spot because you fought for it and you came out on top. That's just what it is to it.
Yeah, and that's the best way to have a spot is to be
Yes.
able to just
Exactly.
earn it by showing up and doing the work. And speaking of hard work, how often do you guys practice?
So we practice, well, right now, we actually have a tournament tomorrow at U of H
Okay.
at 9 a.m. So, yeah, that's very early. But this time, we usually practice Mondays and Wednesdays, just only because we, didn't really, have a lot of teams to play at first. So we really didn't, try to take up so much time from the guys just so, still with school. But next semester, we're definitely, looking forward to practicing, at least 3 times a week. During the week that we have scrimmages or games, we practice Monday through Thursday, only because, we just know, the extra reps we have to put in, the extra hard work, because we are such a small we're such a small university when it comes to volleyball. Our name is not really out there, so we're out there trying to get our name out there a lot more. So we're working hard just so, when we step on a court, whether we win or lose, teams know who we are. So.
Yeah, that's something you guys are working towards, and it's nice that you guys are starting that trend
Yeah,
for
definitely.
the volleyball team here. And speaking of, practice and working hard and all that stuff, when you guys are at practice, is there anything that you guys like to enforce as a team, any team things that you like to use to motivate each other?
So one thing we do to motivate each other is anytime something or someone makes a mistake, we don't put them down. We always try to make it our first priority to uplift them because volleyball, as much as it is a physical sport, it's also a mental sport as well. The minute you get in your head, just, like other sports, you can throw yourself off of your game. So whenever you make a mistake, we always try to, hey, shake it off. You got the next one, or make it up with a pass. You got it. Don't even worry about it. It was, you can just do it. Just keep pushing yourself and keep going forward. And another thing that we use to motivate each other is holding each other accountable.
Yes.
Whenever we make a mistake, even with self-accountability, my bad, you guys, I'm going to fix it, I'm going to clean it up. Or just letting them know, hey, make sure you're staying disciplined on the little things that we're supposed to be doing. So we try to use, motivation, but also accountability as a tool together to keep us going.
For sure. I think that's really important in a team sport because it's not, when you mess up, it affects not just you, but the whole team.
Exactly.
Which it's important to be able to be like, all right, that was my bad. I'm sorry. Let's get it together.
Exactly.
For sure. I agree with that. And where do you guys practice at? Do you guys have a facility that is available for you guys?
Yes, so we practice in the rec center.
Court 3.
Court 3 to be exact, yeah. So we practice in the student rec center. So yeah, like I definitely think it's like a big adjustment with us because also like going back to what he said in practice, we also try to make sure like we're very disciplined. Like a lot of the times we instill like, we do punishment with the boys because we all do it because it's just like more so of a thing of like, yes, we're holding ourselves accountable, but we're doing this punishment because it's like, okay, I didn't shank 3 balls and now I'm running, so I don't want to run no more. I don't want my team to run no more, so I'm going to fix it. But yeah, so definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like that's something. I mean, even on our team, we have like, whoever shoots the worst, gotta load some stuff up. It's time to.
See, y'all get it.
So it's definitely something to enforce. Just come on, let's get together. If you don't want to keep doing this, do better. You
Because we wouldn't have had you here if we didn't think that you could do what we need you to do.
Exactly. Everybody can perform. It's just most of the time you just gotta get yourself out the way to let yourself perform.
Exactly.
Definitely know that for sure. Because I feel like that's most athletes have those issues where you're kind of like, man, like putting in work, you're doing good, but it's just like, what's the performance issue here? It's just like, just do it, perform.
With a lot of athletes and with a lot of teams and coaches, no one really highlights too. Well, now we're getting into an age of really, seeing how much the mental part of oneself and the game can affect your performance. And I'm really glad that that's not being a talked about conversation because just like going back to being a student athlete, you have all of these responsibilities going on outside of, the commitment that you made to your team. It can be a lot in the mind. People have family issues, people have regular issues, school issues. So it's just like having to have all of those things in your head. It can be very overwhelming.
Yeah, it's very hard to be able to like just shut out everything else out in your life and just try to have focus on playing when there's other things going on in your head. But do you guys think that after COVID, that has affected your performance from being at home all the time and being away from people? Do you think it has affected your games?
I would definitely say it did because I feel like during COVID, a lot of us was at home and we wasn't really like working out, exercising, or playing the sports that we normally play. So getting back into it, it was just more so of like getting back into the swing of things and making sure that the effort is there because I can definitely tell a lot of the boys have a lot of more hustle that they lack now. When we talk to them, a lot of times they're like, oh, I'm used to running 25 suicides from basketball and this and that. But it's just like we're trying to reinsure back that same hustle. But I feel like COVID played a big point in it. So we're just working one day at a time to get back to like where people used to be before COVID happened.
Because it was a lot. Because it's not only COVID, but there's just a lot of events happening in the world that can affect with mental health. And we all know from current events and even celebrities now that mental health is a big factor in performing as an athlete.
Yes.
And like when you see a player or if you have players struggling, is there anything that you guys like to do to help? Like do you guys have mental health days or like any bonding events for your team?
So we don't have mental health days only because one of the things that we try to keep in mind is the time that you're already putting into the team. But that is definitely something that we will implement moving forward with the team. But anytime we see that one of our teammates is not having the best of days or, we can clearly see something's wrong with them, we try to pull them to the side, not in front of everyone, but just in case that this is some news that they may not want to share in front of the rest of the team, we just at least, try to talk to them once or twice just to make sure, hey, is everything going on with you? Everything okay? Like, are you good? What's going on? And even off the court, like we'll give them a call, give them a text, hey, are you okay? Hey, do you want to talk? Just checking up on them constantly to make sure like it's not just a one-time thing, like that they see that we really care about their mental health as well.
Yeah, I feel like that's very important to have that open communication with your teammates and make sure that you guys all know that you're there for each other at the end of the day.
No, for sure. Because I think the boys are so close that, like, just with me and Malachi, like, being, like the coaches and the captains also, like, I feel like we already have a big, like, role that we play. So I know, like, the boys are so close with each other that, like, even if it's not one of us, they are really tight-knit with each other. So they have someone to talk to, and I feel like that's what I like about our boys a lot because they're always able to talk to each other.
Yeah, and I feel like that's definitely important to be able to talk to your teammates and have that bond where you guys are able to be there for each other.
Yeah.
And moving forward with not just your teams, but moving forward from the season, getting ready for the fall since the spring's or it's really about to be summer.
Yes.
Is there anything that you guys are looking forward to prepare?
So we're definitely looking for some new talent. So I would definitely encourage any fellas out there that plays volleyball, that are interested in volleyball, just please like be on the lookout for certain things because we are gonna host a tryout in the fall when we get back. So we definitely are looking for boys that's like ready to work, has great attitude, great work ethic. Because you know we are losing some boys because they're seniors, so we definitely have a couple of spots on the team. Always have spots on the team to fill because nobody's spot is guaranteed. So I would definitely say if any of the fellas out there is willing to play volleyball, are you good at it? Come give us a shout.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, you guys hear it here. Make sure to hit up if you guys are interested in playing volleyball. Hit up Malachi and Arshawn. And where can they reach you guys if they want to
So
join?
we actually do have a Twitter and an Instagram for the men's club team. It is at PVMU-MVBC. It's kind of like what's on our jerseys right now, but it's an A and an M and a U
Okay.
after this. But
You guys
yeah.
know where to look it up. It's on their shirts now.
Definitely.
Well, that's exciting that you guys are here and that you guys have everything that you guys need to be able to perform, have a good bonding team, you guys have a good facility and everything of that sort. So we're going to go ahead and head to commercial and then we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
All right.
That felt Welcome back to Coach's Corner. We are here with Malachi and Arshawn still. So I want to talk to you guys more individually about just how you guys came into volleyball personally. What are your guys' favorite experiences from this season?
So I would definitely say with me, I definitely love the sport for a very long time. I've been into the sport for a very long time. I would definitely say my favorite experience about this semester also was meeting this group of boys because I just have a different type of bond with them. Like each and every one of them, like you know, I have some of them that I joke around with. I just have a differently brotherly bond with all of them. And I just like cherish it because it's always genuine. Like even when I'm having a bad day, those are some of the people that I know. Like I'm gonna go to practice and I'm gonna leave there smiling because they like when I come in and I have a bad day, I really don't be talking, and they kind of be like, "Nah, you're not gonna do that today." So I would definitely say with them, it's meeting them because they definitely are a big inspiration to keep going.
Okay. And is there one experience where it's just like super memorable from your season so far?
I would definitely say our first game that we just had this past Saturday against UT Austin. It was definitely a great experience to be back on the court, be back in action, to get out there and just put all our hard work out there and show that like what we have been teaching in practice and what we've been learning in practice is coming to play. We still have some obstacles to overcome, but I definitely feel like the potential is definitely there. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And for me, I would say, you know, coming into this sport, like I mentioned earlier, I've been playing this sport since I've been in the 6th grade, and I really love volleyball. Coming into this season, I'll probably say, agreeing with what Arshawn said, one of my favorite moments of this season is the group of boys that we have because it's really amazing to me seeing how we can take potential and turn it really into skill and talent, especially as quick as we did with some of these boys because some of them been on the team when we had our tryout in the fall, and then some of them came to us in the team when we had our tryout in the spring, and some of the people who came in the spring quickly progressed, and it really just amazed me how well they would just be willing to learn about the sport and really actually had the drive and the passion just like we do to want to get better and want to play.
Yes.
And also touching on, touching on our scrimmage that we just had with UT Austin, it was just fun being in that competition, like actually being like, okay, you guys, like, it's us against them, not us against each other anymore. Like, we're actually facing another team. And just being there, it was just fun.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Like for once, you guys are a team working to
Yes.
beat somebody else, not each other.
Exactly.
That's
And
cool.
also to add in, one of my other favorite moments from this season was we had the amazing opportunity to scrimmage against the actual like Lady Panthers school team, and they severely like upped our game. Just in the first scrimmage we played against them, we learned so much against them, and I cannot thank Coach Tacho Tyler and Coach Erica Jimenez so much for allowing us to be a part of their space. And you know, because I'm the manager of the school team, so when I first went to ask her, I was very unsure. But when she said yes, I was like, wow, like, this is great. Like, thank you so much. And the boys are very respectful with the team. We all get along really well as a volleyball community. And so that's just another highlight of the season for me, being able to bring those two worlds together and just seeing how well both teams progress and just, you know, sharpen each other like iron.
Yeah, it's like nice to have that welcoming experience with the volleyball team already here, so to be able to learn from each other. So you say you learned a lot. So what was something you did learn from playing with them?
So with the girls, they're very strategic. They're very smart. They're very like, they're very like, they're very like, what can I say? They're very like quick. So with them, we had to kind of like up our game and be fast because they have like this one girl on the team. Shout out to Kirsten. She is like a beast. If y'all ever seen her on the court and you know her, she's a beast at blocking, beast at hitting, all around, like from every other player that's on the team, also from their setters to their defense and everything. They're just such an amazing group to be around because they're so positive, because in a sense, it's very like, it's like our sisters over there. And it's like a good competition, but it's also like a, hey, you passed this ball this way because you did this, or you stood up and you did that. So I would definitely say with them, the relationship that we are building and that the foundation that we have already built is very like, structured. It definitely upped our game a lot, and I definitely appreciate them a lot.
That's great. So are you guys have scheduled more like practices with them for the future?
So yes. In the fall, we do plan on having more scrimmages with them. We're still talking to Coach Tacho Tyler about that, but we definitely hope and plan to have more scrimmages with them in the fall season, especially with a lot of the new recruits that they have coming in, where we've seen some of their film, and we're very excited to be across the net with them. So that'll be a really great opportunity.
Yeah, that'll be really great to see, for sure. So maybe we can, come and watch.
Yeah, like
all
probably
out there. Come
get
and
some
watch
film.
y'all.
Watch us beat up on them a little bit. No, I'm just playing. No, there's definitely a friendly competition with them. So yeah, I'm very excited to see them next season, because like I said, they have a lot of dope recruits coming in.
Yeah,
a lot of girls that just won championships with their schools, with their clubs. So it's definitely a lot of hunger and aggression coming in. So it's definitely going to be able to get to see the freshmen across the net and be able to compete against them. So
nice. And then is there anything, so when it comes to volleyball, to winning tournaments and being champions, what do you guys think is the most important factor, like offense, defense, communication? So
I would definitely say winning games and winning championships. I would definitely say the biggest thing is a solid defense, because in volleyball, the person hitting is going to get more tired than the person receiving the ball, because they have to jump, they have to aim, they have to do a lot more thinking, and all the person receiving is, let me get to this spot, let me stay low, stay disciplined, and just be ready for the ball. So definitely a solid defense, both with our blocking in the front row and all of our defenders in the back row, is a big key to winning games and winning championships.
But I always tell players, like, you have to have a positive attitude on the court. Because if you step on a court and you're not positive, certain things happen. Sometimes there's things out of your control. Like sometimes people shank a ball, sometimes people miss a serve. But you can't let that define how the rest of the set is going to go. So you always have to step on a court with a positive attitude and next ball mentality. If a ball drops, if something happens, it's a dead and let's move on. And I always tell the boys, like, we don't stop going hard until the game is over, until the whistle blows and we know that it's done. I don't care if it's 24-7. We're going to go hard until it's over with. So I definitely think your attitude plays a big part into the sport also.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like most great athletes are able to forget the bad shots and just move past it and just know that they have faith in themselves and their abilities to be able to hit a good shot the next time.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like that's kind of the most important factor with playing in any sport. And I never thought about the whole defense. That's smart. To
Yes.
be like
Yes,
defense, you don't get as tired when you're hitting. And
Oh yeah, of course.
Yes,
That's
because
so
I
smart.
definitely, like I said, with the girls team, that's how it was when we first started playing them. They have some really good defenders in the back row. I feel like you can't really get a ball past none of them. So it's like, I feel like that was our biggest problem with them at first. They were kind of like just receiving our balls and we were really tired. So they were kind of wearing us out a little bit. And so we had to work them off a little bit, like throwing some tip shots. I always tell people, it's not about always slamming the ball on the floor. It's just how strategic you are. Like, if you play the ball smart, you play the game smart, you definitely can beat a team that is more advanced than you. You just have to step out there with the right attitude and know that even if the team on the other side looks better than you, you have confidence that you can win no matter what.
Oh
So,
yeah, confidence is a big factor
Yes.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Especially in this sport, because if you don't get on the court confident, then you're not going to be confident in the decisions that you're making. And one of the things I do try to tell our boys is, like he just said, it's not always about how hard you can hit the ball. I always tell them, anytime you have the opportunity to touch that ball, what is the smartest thing I can do with this ball? Not how hard I can hit it, but what is the way I can produce effectively offensively for my team or defensively?
Right, it's not always about you. It's about
No.
the team and
Yes.
how to advance the team.
You're just a small part into the team, but
Right.
you know, it's still kind of doing your part at 100%. Because when you don't do your part at 100%, that difference that you're not doing, you're throwing that slack on your other teammates. And if they're going at 100, you're expecting them to go at 101 and 102, and that's not fair.
Yes.
I agree with that. I feel like you can't just expect other players to carry the team. You have to do your part to be able to bring home that championship, bring home the
Yes,
win,
for
bring
sure.
home that every Siren comes home happy.
Yes.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, you know, winning isn't everything, but that's kind of the goal for us to be on that court.
Of
You don't want
course.
what team goes on the court, on the field, or wherever you play a sport and like, hey y'all, let's get out here and lose.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Exactly. If you
Yes.
ain't preparing, then you're failing to
Yes.
prepare.
Exactly.
And I also have to give a shout out to our women's club volleyball team also, because I
Yes.
definitely think they also played a big role. Because before we were able to scrimmage the Lady Panthers team, we was able to scrimmage the girls club team. We also have a girls club team, and I feel like they definitely played a big role in how we play and how we elevated our game. So big shout out to them. They definitely just won they whole division tournament.
They were
in
undefeated
They was
from their first
undefeated.
game all the way
Yes.
to the championship.
They never lost a set. So
Nope.
any girls out there that want to play also, definitely hit the girls up too. They
Yes.
definitely have a dope team.
Yes,
They're
they
doing
do.
some rebuilding. So I definitely wanted to shout them out as well. Yeah.
That's awesome. So definitely, guys, make sure to be checking the volleyball club team this next coming up year because they're coming in hot. We already have the women's team winning,
Yes.
undefeated. Heard it here.
Yes.
So make sure to check out. Always hit them up. They are going to be recruiting next year. So if you guys aren't interested, please hit up Malachi and Arshawn. And thank you guys for being on here today.
Thank y'all so
Thank
much
you
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
It was
Yes,
great.
thank you.
Yes.
And this will be it for Coach's Corner today. Thank you guys all for watching. And this is it. See you guys next time.
Thank y'all.